All right, folks, welcome back to American Truck Simulator. This is the Great Simulator here, and we are in the Volvo VNL 2018. We are back in this truck once again. This truck is available in the Steam Workshop. Go ahead, download it, check it out. This is by Galimim. The model was originally put together by Frank Peru. I will try to remember to leave a link in the description of this video for this truck. As you see here, I went with a cherry popping red. It looks amazing, well put together. We are doing sort of a backhaul today. As you remember in the last video, we picked up in Logan, Utah at Farmer's Barn, carried it over to Salina, Utah, and we decided to pick up a load from Salina, Utah at the Farmer's Barn, as you see here, going back to Logan, Utah, also to Farmer's Barn. This is going to be a night drive, so expect to see some darkness throughout this video. So if you haven't already, as always, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and we about to go ahead and get this going here. I am back, folks. I am back. I know I posted on YouTube that I had issues with this new computer, and I will tell you all about it. It was stressful. It was giving me flashbacks from the original time that I was building this computer, or not this computer, but from the time I built my first PC. But nonetheless, it's working. After about 3 days or so, finally got to work. But let me check my mic volume, because a lot of you all have said in the past that the truck engine sound was way too loud. So hopefully this does the trick. But nonetheless, my PC, it is working. Like I said, I had some trials, I had some tribulations, but at the end of the day, we've climbed that historic mountain, and it's working. As many of you know, my previous PC, it was definitely a bottleneck bomb waiting to go off. It was the FX 6300 paired with the RX 580. Obviously, two opposite sides of the spectrum. There was no doubt about that. It was going to be bottleneck. It was probably going to be 200%, and it definitely was. I couldn't render any videos without it constantly messing up. My performance tanked. I mean, it was horrible. Like, there are games that I really wanted to play that I really couldn't, or I couldn't really buy because I just didn't meet the specs all the way through. I mean, I had the RAM, I had the graphics card, I had the storage. I just didn't have the CPU. So I got tired of it, like I did when I had my Gateway 7811 FX, and that was a nearly 10-year-old laptop. I went ahead and built that FX 6300 one. Got tired of that. I decided to upgrade. Now, I wanted to buy a PC that I know I could keep for at least a good 2-3 years. My first PC lasted me about 2 years, because it's been 2 years since I last built that computer. So that's what made me decide to go with a 1600. I thought about 1700, but it was a little bit out of my price range at the time, because I mean, I had a budget, but then I really didn't. But I've always, the 1600 was like a sweet spot for me, and I decided to go with that. It is the AF version, which is a smaller socket, but to me it still does the same thing. Still performs very well from what I've seen so far. I went back with the RX 580. Went ahead and bought me another graphics card. So now I have pretty much two of those. I have the Corsair 16 gigabyte RGB RAM sticks, 3200 megahertz. Definitely faster than the first set of sticks I had in my DDR3 system, which was half that.
Go straight on.
I had 2 terabyte hard drive, a half a gig solid state drive, and a 240 gig solid state drive. The only mistake that I made there, and here I have to check to see, make sure I'm going the right way here. But my Windows 10 is on the larger SSD, and I didn't want that. I wanted it on a smaller SSD, but that is a story in itself.
Turn right.
When I built my first computer, okay, I had troubles building it. I kept getting parts that was dead on arrival, but installing Windows 10 was a breeze. Didn't have no issues. Did what I had to do. Bang, Windows 10 was up. This computer was the total opposite. I had no problem building it, but then I spent 3 days trying to figure out what was wrong with Windows 10. I bought a Windows 10 key off of G2A, plugged that in, didn't work. At first I thought that it was invalid. Then I went ahead and said, screw it, I'm going to drop the $140 something and buy the official copy of Windows 10. Bam, didn't work. So I'm like, there's no way I got 2 bad keys. So I went ahead, tried to figure out what was wrong. And let me tell you up front, I tried to be, I don't know, cheap or whatever. But I tried to put my SSD that had Windows 10 in it from the previous computer into this one. First, I was able to get to Windows 10. I was able to get to the home screen. Sometimes I was able to click on stuff. Sometimes I wasn't. But then eventually that cut out and it went to strictly black screen. I was able to see my mouse cursor, but it was strictly black screen. So nonetheless, I went back and forth with Microsoft for about, like I said, 2-3 days. Reinstalling, uninstalling, clearing the disk space, nothing. Reached out to a guy in my local area. He was going to charge me $100 to install his copy of Windows 10. I was like, okay, let me figure it out. I'm going to keep you in my back pocket. Well, finally, the 3rd day came, and I was like, you know what? I'm getting tired of this. I built this damn near $1,000 computer in record time, because the first computer took me 7 months to get all the parts, because I was buying a little at a time. This time I bought all the parts in like 3 weeks. But on the 3rd day I woke up and I was like, you know what, I'm getting to the point where I'm getting tired of sitting here looking at this computer, can't use it. So I talked to the guy. I said, you know what, but you could just come by today. He stalled a little bit. He had stuff he had to do, which I'm kind of glad he did because everything worked out. But we were supposed to meet later that day. I was going to pay him $100, and it probably would have worked. And then we would have left it at that. Well, then I called Microsoft one more time, and the lady, I wasn't sure what to think of her, because at first a lot of things I had to tell her, like, should we do this? Should we do that? And so I automatically was getting discouraged. But then right before the end of the call, she said, well, maybe it could be a hardware issue. And I was like, well, yes and no. I mean, I know it's not my graphics card, because I was able to see the home screen at times. Everything was plugged in. I reseated everything. And then she said, well, unplug all the cords from the back of the computer. Turn off the computer, turn it back on, plug it back in. So I said, okay. I went ahead and I started plugging the cords back in. And I plugged in my monitor first, obviously, because I need to see what it's doing. I can see what's on the screen now. So I said, okay. Started plugging in things one by one. Got to my keyboard. Now, remind you, I'm plugging everything in the back. Nothing's really being plugged up front. As soon as I plugged in my keyboard, computer restarted. So I was like, well, that has to be my problem. Sure enough, it was. I was able to boot it back up. It went straight to Windows 10. And then here I am now. So I am excited about that. Like I said, I was about to pay this guy $100. I had to write him back and told him, say, you know what, I figured it out. I mean, I know he was probably upset on his end because he thought he was going to get $100. But, you know, I saved the $100, pocketed, got it to work. The only thing is that I have two Windows 10 on the computer, because when I boot it up, it says which Windows 10 do I want to boot from, and I really don't want to mess with trying to take one of them off, because I don't want the computer messing up again. So I just keep it on there. It really doesn't affect the game performance in any way. I don't think I haven't seen really too much to gripe about. I mean, I drop frames here and there, but I mean that's kind of normal, you know. It comes with the territory and stuff. So, but other than that, everything's going good on this end. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right, folks. Hopefully everybody's being safe. Hopefully everybody is covering their face, washing their hands, sanitizing them. Hopefully you are practicing or have good sanitizing practices, because I know what we do when we go out, we always make sure we have some type of sanitizer in the car. Whenever we get out of the car, go anywhere, we come back in, and then we sanitize our hands as soon as we get in the car. Because you gotta be careful. You know, you got to be careful with everything that's going on. Whether if you believe COVID-19 is a thing, whether you don't believe it, just practice safe distancing. Be clean. Be aware. Yeah, I mean, every time I go somewhere, I said we got like a bottle of hand sanitizer in the car right now. You know, we keep this big, it's like a spray size bottle size of sanitizer. We keep one in the car, we keep the rest of them here. So pretty much whenever we go out, we make sure we have that in the car. And, you know, we sanitize when we get in the car. You know, we try to be as, careful as possible. So hopefully you all are doing the same as well. Got a little detour going on up here. Hopefully this detour don't take us too much out of the way, because we all know that sometimes ATS loves to take us on detours that ends up taking us back in the same spot. And there are times where I had to just drive through them just because I kept going in circles. So hopefully this is not one of them. But yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Still out of work. Been out of work for 2 months now. Yeah, about 2 months. I last worked on my birthday, March 11th. Looks like I'm going to be out of work at least for another month. Which is crazy because next month will be a whole year that I've been at my job. So, and in the last 3 months, I wouldn't have been working at my job. So, it was a much needed vacation. I won't lie. You know, because, you know, there are people out there that think that us people that are at home on unemployment get this extra $600 or so a week. They think we're freeloaders. They think we're lazy. I mean, I done heard so many negative things about, you know, people that are out of work and on unemployment. And, you know, I just want to say, like, not all of us want to be at home. You know, for one, I never imagined that a day like this would come. I never imagined that I would be stuck at home, not being able to work because, you know, the government is closed or the state is closed because of the pandemic. Never thought that would happen in my lifetime, you know, but I don't want to be at home. You know, I never thought in a million years I'd be sitting at home. It's been 60 days plus that I've been at home not working. I don't want to be at home. Yeah, there are people out here that, you know, and I hear it all the time. Oh, man, I get paid more, you know, doing this than I do at my job. That's true for me. Now, you know, I won't lie. I won't front, but what sitting at home becomes weight gains and, you know, but you're not as active, and it's going to be rust when you go back to work. You're going to be rusty. You're not going to want to get up every day now, 6, 7 in the morning. You know, because I was getting up at like 5 in the morning, having to be at work by 6, and we'll work 12 hours. So, that's gonna be something to get used to again. But nonetheless, majority of the people that are at home on unemployment, receiving the extra $600 a week, do not want to be at home. They do not want to be at home. Now, there are plus sides to this situation, for me anyway. I was able to rebuild my computer in record time, or I was able to build another one. I've been wanting to upgrade for a long time, but I knew it was going to take forever to do that with my job that I was in. But now with this extra assistance, I was able to build another computer. You know, that was a plus. My wife was able to get her sewing business going and her photography business going. So she does photography and she sews masks. So I'll put in a plug right now. If anybody needs masks done, let me know. Shoot me a message. I'll let her know. And she can get one done for you. She's selling them. She does a great job on them. She's actually going to be making another one for me here soon within the next day or two. So yeah, that's pretty much that. I'm just excited to get this new computer built. I got the specs that I wanted. It is future-proof for a while. The only other thing too I really have a gripe about, and this was my fault for not paying attention, was when I was buying parts, the one part I had trouble trying to get is a motherboard. Every motherboard I wanted, by the time I was able to buy it, it was sold out. So finally I got to where I was able to buy the MSI B450 Gaming Plus motherboard, which is a great little micro ATX board. However, it only has 2 memory slots. You can only do it up to 32 gigs. I didn't know that. I wanted one where it's 4 slots and up to 64. So that's the only slight limit I'm gonna have if I ever were to do upgrades. Is I can only upgrade 16 more gigs and then that's it. But I got a great deal on it and everything seems to be fine with it so far.
Go straight on.
Other than that, the computer is great. I have a full tower case, which is a +2. It helps with airflow. I could do a little bit better with cable management, but you know, I'm not looking to please people when it comes to that. I just want a computer that works. You know, something I could just, you know, throw a game in and not have to worry about it performing so bad, which this is the case. So I'm done with upgrades with the computer for a while. I think my next upgrade might be a new steering wheel. I was supposed to be buying a 4K monitor. A guy was selling one locally for $150, but I'm not sure if he's stalling or what. It takes a long time getting back with me, and we're just always missing each other. So maybe it's not meant to be. I don't know. I do want to look into getting the track IR eventually. So there are a few little touches that I do want to do to this computer, but it'll all happen over time. I need to find some cords to hook up my second monitor, because the graphics card I have really doesn't support my HP monitor without having to buy like an adapter or something. I had it hooked up before, but I don't know where the adapter is, so I have to get another one of those. So other than that, it's all gravy. It's all gravy over here. But I'm gonna sit back, let you all enjoy the rest of this video. We are almost near our drop-off point here at Farmer's Barn. If you are new to this channel, as always, you can hit that like, hit that subscribe button. This is a rare video where I do commentary. Usually I can't, because there's usually always somebody in the room. But I had a little bit of time here, so decided to fire up a video, fire up some commentary, talk to you guys one-on-one, see how everybody's doing, you know, because we are in some uncertain times, and you know, not knowing what the future holds, etc., etc. Because we don't know what direction we're going to be headed in. Why is this bus stopping right here? It's so far back. I do have a traffic mod installed, advanced SCS traffic, so that might be the reason why this is happening. But yeah, we are in uncertain times, so schools are out. At least here, schools are out for the rest of the year. They may not even open up in the fall. I mean, you don't know. It is uncertain times, so you know, make sure you prepare yourself, because you never know what's gonna happen. Buy your essentials. You know, buy your bunker food, as I like to call it. You know, your canned goods, your perishables. You know, stock up, stock up, stock up. Stock up on your toilet paper. I mean, anytime I go to the store now, I buy toilet paper. I probably got like, you know, almost 100 rolls, you know, in the car right now. In the house right now. Every time I go to the store, I buy disinfectant wipes. Probably got like 10 of those sitting in the house. I can't catch disinfectant spray, you know, like Lysol and stuff, but I always catch them wipes. Every time I see them, I buy them. You know, every time I come across a mask, I buy them. Every time I come across toilet paper, I buy it. Every time I go to the store, I always try to buy at least 12 canned goods, because you never know that day where they might totally shut down your area, where you can't go out, you know. And I don't want to talk martial law and stuff. That's a debatable conversation for a different day, but you know, you just gotta be careful for folks. You gotta be aware. You gotta be vigilant. You know,
we are finished.
Just be vigilant. You know, we are not in normal times, so. But yeah, we have arrived here at Farmer's Barn. We're gonna go ahead and park this load. I am not the best at doing this difficult parking. I am no pro trucker. I've been out on the road, but I am not a pro at doing this. So do expect a few mishaps, but gonna go ahead and park this load. Again, if you're new to the channel, as always, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. I do have a video schedule, but I'm probably gonna make a change to it. It's supposed to be for the month of May, but you know, I always like to play games that are relevant to the channel, games that, you know, give me the best result that you all actually enjoy watching. And right now I have American Truck Simulator about twice a week, though I believe that will change. I don't want to go to playing this every day, and I don't want this to be the only game on my channel, so I've been throwing out other games, but I'm gonna sit down and really consider my options. So, but for the meantime, American Truck Simulator is at least 2 times a week. Could be up to about 4. But hope you all enjoyed this video. Until next time, take care, and thank you. Enjoy.